Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the BFNL Netball Show again this week. Fantastic to be joining you once again, and I'm here again, Sean Kelly. That's not Matt Wiltshire, though. That's Rhiannon Banner. Rhiannon, welcome to the show, firstly.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks for coming on and standing in the shoes of Matty. Where is Matty?
Broken finger, I think.
I think he's broken his finger that badly that he had a night in hospital last night. He's had surgery to repair it.
Yeah.
He's on more drugs than Keith Richards at the moment. He was going to come in. He was going to come out from his sick bed and come in, but when he spoke to me on the phone, he was just talking absolute nonsense. So I said, you just stay there, mate. You just get yourself better. Come in tomorrow. We'll get Banner in. She'll look after the show this week. So we wish Matty all the best. Broke his finger playing footy last week pretty badly. In fact, had to have a bone graft from his elbow into his fingers. So in a pretty bad way is our boy. We wish him all the very best. But it's good to have you in here, Banner. Not on the couch this week. Back in the normal studio.
Yeah, that's all right. No worries.
First thing we're going to talk about this week before we get into last week's games is the Regional State League Champions Challenge that took place up in Melbourne on Sunday. 4-team tournament. We're up against the Alberton Football Netball League, the Hampton Football Netball League and the Bendigo Football Netball League. Interesting format, round-robin format to start with. So played each of those teams in a game with 12-minute halves.
Yep.
1 minute in between, which was very fun to watch Kate McMahon in the 1 minute between and getting told off for taking too long in the first game. First game didn't go all that greatly. Lost to Alberton 15-12 in as fast-paced a game as I've seen. Second game flogged Hampton. That's the one that set us up. Third game, it was close against Bendigo. We ended up winning 22-14. Knew by halftime that we were going through to the state final, basically. I didn't tell Kate McMahon that at the time. She was still fretting until about 3 minutes into the quarter, and she's saying, what's going on? I'm saying, looking over at the other court where Alberton were taking it to Hampton as well, just saying, no matter what happens here, we're in the grand final. So then, all of a sudden, Stacey McCartan faked an injury and came off the court and had a rest, and Kirsty Walsh got her only run of the tournament. So that was good. Got through the group stage in second place, which got us through to the state final. Played at the Waverley Netball Centre after the A&L game between the Victoria Fury and Victoria Flames, and whilst it was a very good standard of netball, and whilst the girls did a fantastic job, the Alberton Footy League just a little bit too good on the day, winning at 46-36. Nothing to be ashamed of, though. You saw the Alberton Footy League in pretty close fashion when they played interleague against the Riddle District Footy League this year, of course, the league that you administer. So we know that they're a pretty strong team. They did a great job, but full credit to our girls, who I thought at one stage were going to run over the top of them. Katie Williams was sitting next to me saying, we're going to run over the top of these girls. In the second quarter, it was tied up until about 3 seconds to go in the quarter when they scored a last-minute goal on the half-time siren and then took the game over in the third quarter. So well done to our girls. Just against a better side on the day. The good thing is there's always next year.
Yeah, exactly.
So well done to the BFNL's Regional State League side. Second in the state. Nothing to be sneezed of. There's plenty of regional state league sides that would love to be in that spot. Let's talk about last week's games, Banner. Let's jump straight into it and have a look. Starting with the game between Bacchus Marsh and Darley. Down at Mattingley Park, it was Darley 36, defeating Bacchus Marsh 18. Steph Deutscher, 22 goals for Darley, leading the way on the weekend. Ashby Keith, Brooke Marshall and Leah Mathy, their better players. Brittany Botten, 11 goals for Bacchus Marsh. Leanne Trembath and Jackie Reid, their better players as well. Good win by Darley. Gets them up into that best of the rest position in 7th spot at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not happy
Which
about
you're
that.
probably not happy with.
No, not really, but that's good for them. It's good for them to be there, and they're going well, it looks like. So yeah, good on them.
Yeah, Darley with some good form throughout these mid stages of the season. The next game, Lake Wendouree versus Sebastopol at the Eastern Oval. You got a chance to play on the finals court on the big stage. But the problem is Lakers got that chance as well, and they relished it 23-9 at quarter time. The Lakers came out with what has been described as their best quarter of the season. They had to do it for against you guys. In the end, it was 67-32. You probably don't want to hear too much of that.
Yeah.
Kat Biskin, 42 goals on the weekend. Candice Page, 19 as well. Georgia Can, 21 goals for Sebastopol, leading the way. Best players for the Lakers, Kat Biskin, Cara Hart and Candice Page. And for Sebastopol, Libby Denudum back into the team, which was good. Georgia Can and our very own Rhiannon Banner and the best players as well. Talk to us about this game a little bit. Obviously, Lakers came out firing.
They did. I don't even know. It just all happened before my eyes, really, and they were on top. And yeah, they played a really good game. They came out, like you said, firing, and I think we just sat back a little bit and thought we were just gonna, get through the game, and eventually it just became a massive score for them. So they played a great game. They did, and I heard that their goal shooter, who shot 42 goals, was her best game so far. So yeah, it was a bit hard to stop her. tall shooter. So.
Yeah, and no truth to the rumour that you started playing on Cat and very quickly said, I want no part of this at all. Move me to GD, please.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly. I heard definitely.
Maybe.
Yes. No, good work by you. Lakers, how do they rate? You've seen Rhiannon, you've seen Sebastopol, you've seen Melton, you've seen all the top sides. How do Lakers rate amongst those top sides?
Yeah, they're up there. I thought the last time we played them, they kind of weren't, but they've got a couple more players in, and they're playing really good netball. So they're up. Yeah, they'd be around. Where are they on the ladder at the moment?
They're third at the moment. They moved into the top 3 on the weekend.
Yeah, I would think they would be third. That's about right.
It's about
Sounds
right.
right. Yeah, I would think.
Very, very good. Local derby on the weekend. Melton taking on Melton South, and it was Melton 49. Defeating Melton South 33, pretty close early on, only 2 goals in it at quarter time, but Melton smashing the Panthers in the second quarter. Brooke Thompson, 28 goals at the other end of the court. Very interesting to see. Last time she played, I believe, in the goal end of the court, you injured her and she was out for 4 weeks. Brooke Gleeson, 21 goals as well for the Bloods. Reece Carter-Coleman, 22 for Melton South. Good win by Melton. They've survived 3 weeks without Mel McCauley. 2-1 result in that, and the one was a 1-point loss to the Lakers. They'd be very, very happy with that record without their coach.
Yeah, I think so. It does look like Melton South came out, wanting to win, but obviously Brooke has a lot of experience over all parts of the court, and that's very surprising that she was their top shooter on the day. So, yeah, it just shows that Melton can change their positions and still play a good game. So,
or at least that's what we've been told anyway. This time last week we thought Stacey McCartan shot 32 goals in North City, which turned out not to be the case. But obviously we can only go with what we've got in front of us, and it looks like Brooke has done a great job. Match of the round last week was here at the City Oval. It was a fantastic game from all reports between Rhiannon and Sunbury. Lots of lead changes, lots of teams taking dominating runs, but in the end it was Sunbury. It's got the better of Rhiannon, especially towards the end of the game, winning at 34-26. Sophie Gunn back into the side, splitting A&L duties with Sunbury Netball. 26 goals, Ruth Smith 8 on the weekend. Emma Henry 17 goals and Ruby Parry 9 for Rhiannon. Narelle Perkins, Cass Peace and Amy Elliott back into the side, the better players for the Lions. Rhiannon won't lose too much sleep over this one. Well, Kate McMahon will, because she hates losing no matter who it's to. But they took some credit out of this one. But having said that, Sunbury weathered the storm pretty well as well, because both teams played at or near their best.
Yeah, you can see that. Obviously it's still a normal loss, but Sunbury are very, very experienced across all areas of the court, and I think that's where Rhiannon could have fallen down a little bit. They are still a great side, but Sunbury with their depth and their experience just showed that they can get over the top of the Lions. Yeah,
they did a great job as well. It dropped Rhiannon down to 4th spot on the ladder as well, which is not where they want to be. So we'll talk about a very interesting game that Rhiannon have to play this weekend as well. And then on Sunday, one of the most intriguing results of the round, North Ballarat City taking on Ballarat. North Ballarat City won by 4 goals. Nobody expected to see that coming. No Stacey McCartan, no Gina McCartan, no Sarah Milton in the North Ballarat City side. They very nearly got toppled. Hayley Fiddler, a good job with 32 goals on the weekend. Tani Nestor, 5 goals. Good to see her in the side. She was initially obviously playing footy, so she must come back in time to get to the game as well. Kelly Richardson, 2 goals as well for North City. Ellen Wirtz, 20 goals, and Beth Van Rossum, 15 for Ballarat. Moller, Wirtz and Bowman, the better players for Ballarat. This shows that Ballarat are a team on the rise. Talk about the players that North City had out. We can talk about that all day long. In the end, Ballarat still had to take on a team of fairly experienced A-grade players, and the youngsters that came up, people like Hayley Fiddler, have played Pride Netball. So full credit to Ballarat for the way that they fought this one out, and very, very nearly got the upset of the season.
Yeah, I think they're just a little young, so they're a bit timid and don't like getting hit. So I just don't think they do. Yeah, they're very young, and I just
don't like getting hit.
They don't like getting hit. But obviously, they can show that they are up there, and I personally think that they will be a great side.
Even though you've just basically said that,
it's a bit different. Is it? Yeah. A grade netball is a bit different to a reserve. Just a bit more knocks.
Yep.
But no, they will be a great side, and that shows, the score shows.
Yeah, it does indeed. Great work by Ballarat, but also good work by North Ballarat City to get the win with some of their big guns out. Quick run through the ladder. Sunbury leading at the moment. They've got 11 wins and 1 loss for the season on 48 points. Melton are in second spot on 44 points. Lake Wendouree move up into third this week. 9 wins and 3 losses on 40 points. Same points as Rhiannon, but a better percentage. So Rhiannon fall to fourth this weekend. East Point are in fifth with the top 3 now wide open for them as well. They're on the game off top 3 at the moment, as are North Ballarat City on 36 points. So really, the couple of results on the weekend have blown the finals race wide open with some crucial games coming up this week. Then it's Darley on 24, Sebastopol on 20, Melton South on 12, Bacchus Marsh on 8, and Ballarat on 4 to round it out. Stockland Wendouree Player of the Week time, and from what we heard about this girl's performance, she had her best game of the season on the weekend. Took it to another level was what we heard, and she has done a great job, partly because she played on Banner on the weekend and Banner begged to move off her, but well done to Kat Biskin from Lake Wendouree, our Stockland Wendouree Player of the Week for this week. Fantastic job by Kat doing the 42 goal performance it was against Sebastopol, and good reports from her coach as well, saying that this was by far and away her best game of the year. So Kat Biskin from Lake Wendouree, our round 13 Stockland Wendouree Player of the Week. Let's move straight into the round 14 games around it, because there's some big games this round. Starting with Darley taking on Melton out at Darley Park. Mel McCauley expected to be back in the Melton side this week. Darley have improved, but I don't think they've improved enough to defeat the Bloods.
Yeah, well, it always comes back to the game against Rhiannon, but I do think with Mel back, Melton will be coming out firing and very strong, so I do think that Melton will come over the top of Darley this weekend.
Yeah, look, it's interesting because obviously Darley played one out of the box that day against Rhiannon, and Rhiannon had their worst appearance ever, but Darley showed that day that their defensive pressure can trouble a lot of sides. So if they can get that defensive pressure up, Mel's obviously been out of netball for a few weeks. She's a star, there's absolutely no doubt about that, but you never know. He might be short of conditioning, short of touch. You wouldn't think so given how good she is, but you never know. With that pressure that Darley can bring, it could be an interesting day for the Bloods on the weekend. Melton South are taking on Ballarat at the Rec Reserve. This is an interesting game, and after last weekend, Ballarat will give himself a sniff here.
Yeah, I think Ballarat... Oh, I can't speak today.
Ballarat, that's called around.
I think Ballarat will play a good game against Melton South. I do think Melton South, even though they are, towards the bottom of the ladder, I still think they are a strong side, and I do think that they will win. But I do think Ballarat will bring it to them, definitely.
I think they do as well, but I actually hark back to a point that you made before about Ballarat. What did you say? Remind me.
They struggle at taking a hit.
Against a very physical and very big-bodied Melton South side, that will come into play, I believe, as well. And look, I think that's what's going to see Melton South over the line this week. It would not surprise me if I'm wrong. In fact, I'd be very happy if I'm wrong, because it'd be great to see Ballarat win the game. But I feel that Melton South are the stronger side at this stage. They need to make sure they're not complacent. They don't just roll in thinking, it's Ballarat, we're just going to win.
Yep.
If they do that, they'll get knocked over.
Ballarat.
There's no doubt about that, because Ballarat will bring it.
They will.
Melton South, though, if they come switched on, they'll win this game. Moving right along, North Ballarat City versus Rhiannon. This is absolutely huge, this game. Rhiannon win this, they have a chance to go back into the top 4. Even though Lakers got the bye this weekend, they probably won't go back in this week, but it keeps their top 4 hopes well and truly alive. North Ballarat City win this, it well and truly opens the door to the top 3 for them as well. So, very interesting game. Both teams losing last week. North City getting some big players back this week as well. Rhiannon have set themselves, I can tell you the exact moment Rhiannon started setting themselves for this game. It was 3:05 p.m. on Sunday, which was about 5 minutes after the Regional State League Champion Challenge final, when Kate McMahon shifted her thoughts straight away from the RSL to Rhiannon's game this week. They're going to be coming out to win this one.
Yeah, I do think Rhiannon are going to come out firing. North Ballarat, the last couple of games have been up and down, but I do think they know that they don't want to sit in sixth spot anymore. They're on 6. Yeah, they don't want to sit there anymore. So I do think they're both going to come out firing. It will be a good game. I'm going to tip Rhiannon, just with their poise, and they're a great side. So I'm just going to pick Rhiannon.
I joke about tipping Rhiannon every week because the Rhiannon girls, for some reason, don't like it when I don't tip them. So it's very interesting. North Ballarat City win here opens up that top 6 because it opens up the door for them to get into the top 4. It could open up the door for East Point in the top 3. It could open up the door for East Point to get into the top 3.
Yeah.
It well and truly leaves the door right open for the Lakers to consolidate within the top 3. So it just shows how important this game is. If Rhiannon win, none of that really happens. They then go ahead in the pecking order. They know that. They want this game, and I think that they will just get over the line. So be a very interesting game to watch on the weekend. Sunbury taking on East Point. This will be another very good game as well, played up at Clark Oval. East Point flying under the radar a fair bit, I think, at the moment. There's probably signs to indicate that they're not quite as strong as they were last year, but on their day, very, very dangerous team to play.
Yeah, they are quite strong. I do think it will be a good game. I think the matchup between East Point and Sunbury are very similar.
Yep.
And I do think that, East Point will come out firing in this game. I think that they, as you said, they're flying under the radar. I think they might just come out and just go, bang, we want to win this game. And I think this is the one they're going to do it in.
So you're tipping East Point to defeat Sunbury? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting though. Watched the game between these two sides earlier on in the season for a bit as well, and Emma Ryan obviously is a fantastic player. She's 2 votes in the league best and fairest at the moment, which is no secret because it's in the record this weekend. So I'm not giving away any trade secrets by saying that. She played on Sophie Gunn last time and gave Sophie a bit of trouble just with her athletic ability. She's not the tallest cat, but she can jump through the roof. So that gives them a trouble. But the catch-22 is that she's also been shooting for East Point and doing a very good job shooting as well. So it's a bit of a catch-22. Do you play her on Sophie and try and stop Sophie at the risk of losing maybe 15 to 20 goals worth of shooting? It's a juggling act. It's one that Emma Farrell's going to have to look at on the weekend. Maybe taken out of her hands. Obviously, Sophie played on the weekend, but not knowing the A&L fixture having in front of me, I'm not quite aware whether Sophie's going to play this weekend. If she doesn't, it probably takes the decision out of the hands a little bit of Emma Farrell, who would then start Emma Ryan in goals, I reckon, and then if Ruth Smith does start getting on top at the other end, probably then swing her back as a little bit of reactionary. But it's going to be very interesting to see how that matchup works.
You just took the words out of my mouth, Sean.
What can I say? Last match of the round, Bacchus Marsh taking on Sebastopol at Mattingley Park. Last time you played Bacchus Marsh, it was a spifflication, 71 to 28 style. Bacchus Marsh have probably regressed a little bit from that point. Sebastopol have probably regressed a little bit from that point. Stop kicking me under the table as I say that, but that was your high point of the season, that game. That was a day where everything went right for you guys. Can you get that back this weekend?
Hopefully. Well, I'm hoping so anyway.
That was Banner Camp Day too, remember?
Yeah, thanks for the memory. I think Bacchus Marsh are going to come out and try and get a win on the board just for themselves, but I do think hopefully we are going to be strong like we were in the first time we played them. But yeah, I do think Bacchus Marsh are going to bring it to us. They want to win on the board, and I think this is a game they're going to do it in. But yeah, hopefully we can win.
It's a day for your shooting combinations. I think Bacchus Marsh has struggled defensively this year, and if you can get quality ball into Georgia Cann and Erin Atherton, I reckon that's going to be where the game's won and lost today. Through your wings, today, on Saturday. It probably will be today by the time I get this video up, but that's another story. But through the wings, through Libby and centre court, really driving that ball, giving good quality ball into the goalers, I reckon that's where the game can be won.
Yeah, I feel the same. Sean, you're taking it.
I've got you covered this week, haven't I?
I have nothing to say.
Sebastopol for me in this one as well. More to keep harmony within the office and the family home for myself than anything else, but no, I truly think that Sebastopol will be the stronger side on the day. That's the Netball Show for another week. Thanks for joining us, Banner. It's great having you in once again.
No worries.
Got you all the way down to Ballarat just to be on the Netball Show this week, so thank you for that.
Thanks, Matt.
And thank you for joining us as well once again on the BFNL Netball Show. We'll see you next week when hopefully we've got Matt Wiltshire sitting back next to us, the softie with his poor little pinky.